If thou art not a praying person, thou art not a Christian, says John Bunyan. We are gonna do some series of videos where we practically deal with having quiet time with God. In this video, I'm gonna share you the tools that are used in my quiet time. Hello, this is Dr. Namrata, and I'm here to challenge and encourage you in your journey with the covenant-keeping God. Crying out to God is the divinely implanted instinct in every fellow believer's heart. This instinct is generally suppressed by our sinful nature, and it regains to power with the consciousness of redemption. On one aspect, it is blessedness and glory, and in other aspect, it is toil, travail, battle, and agony, says Mick in his wonderful book, The Hidden Life of Prayer. Quiet time is a hard work. We fight with the dark spirits and our own sluggish bodies to bring every thought under the footstool of Him. So it drags us back to the beginning days where we committed ourselves to take up our cross daily and follow Him. Moving on to our first tool, it's quiet hour. When I speak about hour, I doesn't mean 60 minutes or an hour, but the time that we separate to have communion with the Lord in the midst of all the hustle and bustle in our busy day. As women, we generally schedule our day like what to wear, what to eat, what to cook, and stuff like that. But preparing for quiet time is not only a forethought, but also self-denial. We must be prepared to forego many things that might be pleasant, things that might be profitable, or things that are even recreational, like social media, Instagram, and stuff like that. If you are a student, it's a great opportunity for you to make maximum of your time in quiet time and meditating His Word, and therefore disciplining yourself from all the social interactions and media. If you are in my phase of life, like having toddlers, newborns, preschool, it might be a bit difficult for you to redeem time. Sometimes when I don't get enough time, I do it in chunks of time. I make sure that each stretch of time takes 15 minutes or 20 minutes. You will not get the concentration and solemnity in very little chunks of time, and that might need a bit of experience to use such stretches of time like 15 to 20 minutes to have that concentration and solemnity. So it's not advisable for a new young believer. We all know about Mr. Hudson Taylor, who is an inland China missionary. When he is occupied with most of his hours in a day, he found it very difficult to redeem time for his private prayer. So he made it as a rule to wake up 2 o'clock in the night, watch with God till 4, and then sleep until the morning. Now moving on to our next tool, quiet place. Most of us have quiet place well within our reach, but for some, quiet place might be a bit difficult, like those in crowded houses or students who live in hostel. But your Father knoweth. We all know about the great evangelist of old, John Wesley. His mother, Susanna Wesley, found it very hard to find a quiet place to have time with the Lord. So she made herself a sanctuary, a closet in her simplest way. She put her apron on her head and she advised her children that whenever she put apron on her head, she is in prayer and couldn't be disturbed. So I think you get my point. It's not about a quiet place, but a quiet heart. And now our next tool, the Bible. I read New American Standard Bible. It's a study Bible and has cross references. But you can use the Bible in the language which you can well understand. You shouldn't be struggling with the language. This time is alone for meditating and prayer. But try to find a Bible which has cross references at least if you don't have a study Bible in your preferred language. As far as I am concerned, for me, the most convenient translations are English Standard Version, New American Standard Bible, and Holman's Christian Standard Bible. And moving on to our last tool, Songbook. Initially, I used to have a diary with all songs handwritten in it. But nowadays, somehow I am depending on the devices, which is a bad idea because it may lead to a lot of distractions. Anyway, that's why my church has decided to print our own hymn book. It is edifying for me to sing the same songs that we sing in our church with brothers and sisters. We have a Christ exalting congregational singing in the church, by the way. That's all for today. Subscribe and stay tuned for the next video in the series, which is how to do quiet time.